Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members of the committee, and welcome Kalomo Robin Banda, representing the Office of the Controller of Internal Audit at the Ministry of Finance. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of the committee. Welcome, Kalomo. I'm Edwin Sirimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development.
Budget Office.
Good morning, Moses Chuva. My name's from the Office of the Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now invite you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your colleagues to do the same.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, members of the House. My name is Lisa Mpasela. I'm Council Secretary for Kalomo. I will allow my members to introduce themselves.
Good morning, Chair.
Just pull the mic. Wait,
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of Parliament, as well as the members. Banda Chikumbuso is my name, the Director of Works, Kalomo Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. I'm Bridget Moitwa, Kalomo Town Council, Internal Auditor.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members.
Sorry, just pull it a bit and make sure you speak up, because the people at the television station are unable to get your voice. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Roslyn Malaika Chulu. I'm the Socio-Economic Planner.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. My name is Miranda Talitha Mlea. I'm the District Planning Officer for Kalomo Town Council.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, members of the committee. My name is Yambo Christopher, Treasurer.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, all members. I'm Yotam Nyanda, a Procurement Officer, Kalomo Town Council.
Thank you very much. I invite the members now. Honorable Simumba.
Thank you very much, Chairperson and Kalomo Town Council. Good morning, and you're most welcome. Happy New Year to you. I'm Honorable Simumba Lucas, Member of Parliament for Nakonde. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members, our permanent witness, and good morning to you, Kalomo Town Council. My name is Christopher Shakafuso, Member of Parliament for Mandev constituency. Here where you are, so you're welcome to Mandev constituency. I'm a member of the committee. Thank you.
Morning, Chair. Morning, our permanent witnesses, and good morning, Kalomo Town Council. This is Honorable Mwenel Hamba, Member of Parliament for Mangango Constituency in Western Province, Kaoma District, and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Morning, Chair, and morning, Kalomo. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, earlier Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petoke District. You're most welcome to this committee.
Chair, I'm grateful, and good morning. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, my colleagues. Good morning, Kalomo, and you're welcome. Your MP, Singombe Edgar, Member of Parliament for Dundumwezi. Thank you so much.
Vice Chair. Vice Chair.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, Kalomo Town Council. My name is Honorable Kampamba Mlenga. I'm Member of Parliament for the good people of Kalulushi on the Copper Belt.
I'm the Vice Chair. Thank you very much, Kalomo Town Council. Good morning once more, and you're welcome. My name is Darius Mulunda. I'm the Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency, and I'm the chairperson for the committee appearing before this morning, the Committee on Local Government Accounts. Witness is per tradition. Every time you're appearing before any parliamentary committee, you are conferred with the immunity that members of parliament enjoy under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, that whatever you say during our interaction will not be used against you. However, if you choose to mislead us, mislead this committee, the same will be used against you. And I have no doubt in my mind that you wouldn't mislead us, and that you're going to give us factual information. You're going to give us useful information, the information that will help us to be able to write a very good report to the House. With that guide, before you submit, Council Secretary, I want to find out each one of you when you went to Karomo, starting with you. When did you go to Karomo?
Thank you, Chair. I reported at Kalomo Town Council on 20th of June 2022. 20th of June 2022.
Thank you. Next.
I reported in Kalomo on the 1st of August 2023.
Thank you, Chair. Treasurer, I reported for Karomo on the 28th July 2022.
Thank you, Chair. I reported at Kalomo in December 19, 2022. 19 December 2022. 19
December 2022. Okay, next.
February 2023 is when I reported in Kalomo.
Okay.
I reported in Kalomo on 25th June 2021.
Okay.
I reported on 26th December 2017.
Thank you. Honorable Nyambose, introduction.
Thank you, Chair. Apologies for coming late. You know, as villagers. Kalomo, welcome. Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province and a member of this committee. You're welcome once again.
Thank you very much. I will now invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submission with further guidance that you want to read. You want to read the query, then you go to the management response, you go to the action that you have taken and the remedies that you're offering. With that guide, I will now invite you to proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I will begin with Kalomo Central as our first query, a query which is on community projects. Delayed completion of a 1x3 classroom block at Chifusa Secondary School. The cause for the query, Chair.
Maybe before you go, let me interrupt you. Have you been watching our deliberations from the time we started?
Yes, Chair. I think we have watched one or two of the appearances.
And did you get the concern of this committee over black and white pictures? Because we don't know whether this one is a renovated school or it's an old school. Did you get that?
No, Chair. Unfortunately, we missed that.
None of your members. Everyone missed that. We are giving you a benefit of doubt. We will not allow you next time. Because it makes our work very difficult, and we want you people, when we are invited as a witness, we want you people to be able to give us the right information. And the right information is the right report. You give us a report with color pictures, then we know even the pupils that will go into those, they are very happy because of the way the colors are. I want to see those colors. We don't know whether it has been renovated, but you can go ahead.
Thank you so much, Chair. So I was on delayed completion of the 1x3 classroom block at Chifusa Secondary School. The cause for the query, management acknowledges the findings of the auditor's report and wishes to state that The incomplete works at the time of audit was as a result of inadequate allocation of funds to the project by the CDFC Kalomo Central, contrary to the advice of the Technical Appraisal Committee that had a view of covering all wards equally. We have attached as Appendix 1 the minutes of the 2021 Kalomo Central sitting as well as the project ledger. The action taken on this query, Chair, is that management wishes to report that consideration for the project in the 2023 funding was requested from the committee through an application by the community. Unfortunately, the request was not successful. Reason being that the ward still had a running project and other wards, of course, had to benefit. However, an application through the Constituency Development Fund was made and an allocation amounting to 200,000 kwacha has been considered under 2024 to complete this project. We have also attached minutes of the 2024 Kalomo Central CDFC sitting on Appendix 2. The remedial measure on this query, Chair, is that management has put up measures by ensuring that the Technical Appraisal Committee, the Constituency Development Fund, adheres to the guidelines by considering funding incomplete projects before commencement of new ones and abides by the engineer's estimates to avoid occurrence of delays in completion of these projects. Next query, Chair, is on delayed completion of maternity wing at Chifusa Rural Health Center. The cause for the query: management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the delay in the completion of works at the time of audit was due to delay in the upfront materials such as bricks, crushed stones, and river sand, as the project was labor-based. Further, delays on the engagement of a contractor after termination were due to the demand by the community to use a local-based contractor from the ward for the available funds. The action taken on this query: management wishes to report that strides have been made to the Constituency Development Fund Kalomo Central to consider diverting from labor projects to full contracts in order to avoid such delays. Further, a new contractor has been engaged and has since commenced works. However, the scope of works in the contract just included the ring beam and gabling, as funds that remained would only accommodate for such. Furthermore, Chair, management wishes to report that through the CDF, Kalomo Central has allocated 400,000 for 2024 funding to complete this project. We have attached on Appendix 3 the minutes of the 2024 Kalomo Central sitting.
Order.
The new contract. I proceed, Chair.
Please proceed.
The new contract as well as the ledger. On Appendix 4, Chair, we have the WDC orientation minutes. Under Dundumwezi constituency, we have delayed completion of staff house at Nakatala Primary School. Cause for the query: management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the delay in the completion of works was due to the allocation of the project not being sufficient to achieve the scope of works of the project. On Appendix 5, Chair, there are minutes of the 2021 CDFC Dundumwezi as well as the project ledger. Action taken on this item: management wishes to report that following the orientation of WDCs and CDFC, a list was compiled of incomplete projects, including the costs, and that was submitted to WDCs and CDFC for prioritization in budget allocation to be considered for full contracts. However, no application to date has been received. Appendix 6, we have attached Kalomo WDC orientation minutes. Remedial measure: the council management has held several stakeholder engagements to emphasize the importance of full contracts for all projects that will be approved going forward. And on Appendix 7, we have the Kalomo Council stakeholders minutes. The other query, Chair, is on completion of staff house at Katanda in Dundumwezi constituency. Cause for the query: management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to recognize the discrepancy in the contractor's payment for not completing all the works as stipulated in the contract. Our internal review confirmed the discrepancy, and the reason behind was that the amount of 4,000 in the contract could only cover roofing and metalworks because the scope of works exceeded the agreed labor cost. However, the project is still incomplete due to insufficient funding that was allocated that couldn't meet the scope of all the works that needed to complete the project. On Appendix 8 is the project ledger. Action taken, management wishes to report that following the orientation of WDCs and CDFCs, a list was compiled of uncompleted projects, including the costs, and submitted them to WDCs and CDFCs for prioritization in budget allocation to be considered for full contracts. However, no application has been received to this effect. And on Appendix 9, we have the Kalomo Council WDC orientation minutes. Remedial measure on this item, management in addressing such discrepancies has enhanced oversight measures in contracts by ensuring that each stage in the scope of works is valued and paid accordingly after certification. Further, the council management has put up measures by ensuring through CDFC that all projects are fully funded by following the engineer's estimates and not labor-based contracts to avoid occurrences and delayments in completion of projects. The next query, Chair, is on completion of staff house at Nachocho Community School. Cause for the query. We acknowledge the auditor's findings, including the fitting of a flash door instead of the specified Mukwa door, which was due to lack of understanding of specifications and clarity in communication. Further, due to limited capacity in monitoring and supervision faced by the local authority, caused by the limited motor vehicles at that time, as the fleet had faced extensive damage and were under consideration for repair. The action taken on this item, in rectifying this situation, the Mukwa door has since been appropriately installed. Additionally, the outstanding projects, works which included painting, the fitting of grass pens, and air vents have since been completed through community engagement. We have attached that picture below, Chair, as well as a project ledger on Appendix 10. So that is the picture that depicts the staff house, which has the correct door fitted. The remedial measure, in light of the completion of the construction of a staff house at this community school, the council management has introduced several remedial measures to ensure project success, such as prompt corrective actions to address discrepancies, active community engagement to enhance inspections, contractor orientations to improve understanding on project specifications, and effective communication to ensure corrective action. The next query, Chair, is on construction of Simwanda Bridge, is still under Dundumwezi constituency. Cause for the query. Management acknowledges the auditors identified discrepancies, including delays on the project, and wishes to report that the cause of the query in question was due to the delay in commencement of works as a result of flash floods the district experienced during that contract period. This resulted in the need to do a comprehensive reassessment of flood risks in the project area, which led to the need for a larger span of the bridge, hence an increase to the cost of implementing the project. Additionally, community input and consultations played a vital role in ensuring the proposed changes align with the community's experiences and perceptions of experiencing floods. Further, Chair, in March of 2023, the works would still not commence due to the backflow of water from a nearby dam, and upfront materials were still submerged in water, necessitating a further extension of up to August 2023. Appendix number 11, there is a DMMU flood report and construction inspection report. The action taken on this query, Chair, is that due to the reduced scope of works, bridge piers have since been completed, and the council management has lobbied for more funding to the tune of 350,000 from the CDF 2024 in view of finishing the remaining works, which will include decking, embankment, and stone pitching. There is a picture up there, Chair, depicting the bridge piers at Simwanda Bridge that have been done. Equally, on Appendix 12, we have minutes of this 2024 CDFC Dundumwezi and project ledger. The remedial measure, in response to the challenges posed above, council management has put up strategic remedial measures, such as timely comprehensive assessment of crossing points by the technical committee, community engagement to obtain historical data, and regular project monitoring and reporting. Construction of Ngole Bridge is another query, Chair. Cause for the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's query arising from discrepancies in the completion timeline and observed poor workmanship in the construction of this bridge. Delays in project completion, specifically the outstanding backfilling of the embankment and the development of cracks on both sides of the partially completed bridge, are primary causes of the concern. Management wishes to report that the cause of the queries was due to delay in upfront materials by the community and timely provision of unskilled labor. Further, the cracks noted was due to the methodology that was used of stone pitching before backfilling and compacting of the embankment, and that caused a separation between the bridge wing and stone pitching, as seen in the picture that we have attached above. And the partial completion of the bridge was due to the allocated fund being exhausted. These issues indicate potential lapses, of course, in project management and execution. On Appendix 13, we have the project ledger for this bridge. Action taken, the local authority has initiated a comprehensive review of the project timeline, focusing on the factors contributing to the delay. The contractor, Ernest Piri, was actively engaged to provide insights into the challenges faced during the construction. An immediate technical assessment was undertaken to determine the extent of the cracks and to establish corrective measures required to address the structural concerns. Further, management has since asked the CDFC to allocate some more funds under 2024 in order to complete the project. The amount allocated is 150,000 kwacha to rectify all the snags and complete the embankment with stone pitching. Appendix 14, we have the minutes of the CDFC 2024. Remedial measure on this item: to rectify the solution, Chair, the local authority is implementing several remedial measures. These include prioritizing the completion of outstanding works, particularly the backfilling of the embankment, through additional resource allocation. An independent structural engineering assessment will be commissioned to address the observed cracks, with corrective actions implemented promptly. Going forward, enhanced project oversight mechanism will be established, including more frequent site inspections and stringent quality control measures to ensure timely completion and adherence to quality standards in all projects, in all construction projects. Chair, we now move to cross-cutting issues. On Appendix 1, we have a table on budget performance depicting 19,756,000 and 20,877,000 as unspent funds under Dundumwezi and Kalomo Central, respectively. Cause for the query: management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wishes to state that the variance of 2 million from each constituency in the funding was due to deduction of funds at source by the ministry to procure the CDF monitoring and motor vehicles. The balances reported brought forward from 2021 in that column there relate to the running projects, and these funds committed to undertake the undertakings. The delay in expenditure in 2022 was due to guidelines that were only received on the 31st of January 2022 and an instructive circular dated 20th of April 2022 in expenditure on CDF trainings and how they needed to be undertaken. Furthermore, loans could not be dispersed at the time as guidelines were not yet in place, adding up to the unspent funds, which later came on the 24th of 2023. Following the successful execution of these trainings, committees therefore broke into sittings to consider applications, after which the local authority was sought to execute the fund. We have attached on Appendix 15 a letter from the ministry dated 4th May 2023, as well as one dated 24th March of 2023. Action taken on this query, Chair, is that management is reporting that the allocation of 1,520,000 for CDF 2021 for each constituency on community project has since been spent, with expenditure amounting to 1,019,000 for Dundumwezi and 1,200,000 for Kalomo Central, leaving a variance of 500,000 and 314,000 respectively. Further, the allocation of CDF 2022 on community projects amounting to 13,900,000 for Dundumwezi and 12 million for Kalomo Central has since been spent, leaving a variance of 1.9 million, and 12 million for Dundumwezi has since been spent, leaving a variance of 1.2 million. We have attached on Appendix 16 the expenditure summary and the status report. Remedial measures. Management will enhance engagement and communication with the ministry in obtaining guidance to avoid the future delays. On appendix number 2, Chair, that table is about failure to spend, where there are 9 projects. The council management, that is cause for the query, wishes to report to the committee that the cause for the query before the committee was due to the fact that the funds were funded quarterly, and by then the procurement process would only commence after confirmation of availability of funds. The 9 outstanding projects, which included the chief's palaces and 4 boreholes whose funds were varied to pay for the greater VAT and would be paid back to the projects once the VAT was claimed back. Mayoba Bridge was retendered several times and it is now completed. Kalonda Dam was not started as no contractor could be procured in the amount provided as it was underfunded. The contract approved Dimbwe 1/3 Science Laboratory. The contractor has since been procured and the project is phased. On appendix number 17, we have attached completion certificate for Mayobo, a contract for Kalonda Dam, and a contract for Dimbwe. Action taken on this item. The council management wishes to state that the funds have since been spent after the approval and procurement procedure having been followed. We have also attached on appendix 18 an updated ledger summary and status reports. Remedial measure. The council management has put up measures in ensuring that the CDFC and that all projects are approved in good time according to CDF guidelines in order to implement the project within the financial year. Appendix number 19, Chair, we have a letter from the ministry that is guiding on procedure for CDF project implementation. Bursary, school and skills development, that is failure to report, is appendix number 9. Cause for the query. Management wishes to report that auditors' findings and wishes to report that the students that were paid for were based on the approved list, as it was the period before guidance was provided to pay for students based on invoice and demand notice. On appendix number 20, Chair, there is a letter from the ministry providing guidance. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation with the training institution was conducted, of which it was resolved with the training institution that the amount paid for the students that did not report will be channeled towards the students in the 3rd term, and this has since been done and the money was recovered as agreed. Appendix number 21, we have a report on Mukwela, a letter to the school and response from Mukwela Training Institute acknowledging the deduction. Remedial measure. The council management has put up measures by ensuring that the school should first invoice the council with list of students currently present. Further, students must collect letters from the council before they report to their respective schools to ensure that all students paid for are in school and that there are no ghost students. Additionally, Chair, the council is also ensuring that monitoring of students is done for schools within the district and writing to sister councils to monitor on our behalf for students outside the district before any payment can be made. Appendix number 22 is a sample letter needed for students before they proceed to school. I wish to assure the committee that the remedial measures that we have submitted to the committee will be implemented and reviewed for further improvement. I submit, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sumumba, Honorable Nyambose, Honorable Mwena, and then Honorable Mwanza.
Chair, thank you very much. And I'll take you to page 2.
Page 2 of your report,
yes.
Secretary.
Chair, I'm a little worried because this report, most of the projects have been, reported delayed completion. And the reasons that our council secretary is giving, when you look at this 1x3 classroom block at the Chifusa Secondary School, the council chair, they are saying it is as a result of inadequate allocation. I had to underline that, Chair, knowing surely that from this management, the professionals who were undertaking these projects. In the first place, Chair, I would want to know when they were audited. After that, that's when I will ask the follow-up question.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. We were audited in August of 2023.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, this is the 2022 CDF. Now, Council Secretary, I would want to find out, because here you have stated to say the council allocated an amount of 160,000, knowing surely that this amount is going to complete the project at Chifusa Secondary School. Now, why should we have inadequate allocation when we have got professionals who estimated this amount to be undertaken to this project? Chair, I submit.
Thank you, Council Secretary. Where did you base your budget on? Is it a follow-up, Honorable Nyambose? Yes. Before you respond.
Thank you very much.
Is it the same?
Just a follow-up on the same.
Okay. Yes.
Before I'm given that opportunity to ask my substantive. Council Secretary and members of management, my apologies once again. I didn't know when you went to Kalomo. I believe you are all new. When did you go to Kalomo, Council Secretary, before I ask my question?
Chair, I went in July of 2022. Actually, earlier I'd said June, but I've just been corrected here that it was actually July, 20th July of 2022.
Thank you. You are the right person, Council Secretary. Council Secretary, you have attributed to this delay, and the delay is caused by lack of understanding or appreciation by the Kalomo Central CDF Committee, who are refusing your technical advice. I quote Chairperson on the cause of the query. Management acknowledges the findings of the auditor's report and wishes to state that the incomplete works at the time of audit was a result of inadequate allocation of funds to the project by the Constituency Development Fund Committee, Kalomo Central, contrary to advice of the Technical Appraisal Committee, with a view of covering all works equally. At which point do you show minutes?
It's all words, eh?
All words.
All words equally.
Equally. So I'm talking about this chairperson, particularly this, that the technicals have advised that, no, this project cannot finish. But the CDF committee insists just put the 160,000. Is it a correct position, Council Secretary? Thank you.
Thank you. It's Honorable Mwanza first. Please take note of those questions. Eh?
Thank you, Chair. At what stage did the TAC, the Technical Appraisal Committee, advise the CDF committee in the procurement process? And what was the amount of money that was given as an advice by the TAC to the CDF committee?
Thank you. Honorable Mwene, still on the same?
Yes, it's still on the same. Follow-up questions, yes. Looking at the time that has been taken on this particular project, says why should you have to wait for an audit, okay, to devise remedial measures that you have just stated in your response? Because you had enough time to have remedial measures to this challenge, but you had to wait until being audited. That's when you came up with your remedial measures. The question is, why? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Perhaps I'll start with a question from...
Please, any of them.
At what stage do we advise the CDFC committees? Usually we have 2 sittings. That is the ideal situation. That is exactly what goes on. We have 2 sittings. When we receive the recommendations from the WDCs, we do a desk appraisal, and then we hold a CDFC committee meeting where we advise these are the number of projects that we have received. After that process, Chair, we go and do a field appraisal where we develop BOQs and engineers' estimates, and then we go back to present these to the committee.
So we first go out
In the field?
Yes, to assess the projects and then come and advise.
Yes.
And that's what you did to this committee?
Yes, Chair. The advice is based on what we have garnered from the ground. That is how we develop the engineering estimates and advise the committee.
And the amount that you proposed after assessing?
I think I'll allow Director Weeks.
Yeah, I can ask anyone to help you.
I'll allow Director Weeks through you, Chair, to come in on the amount.
Director Weeks, how much was it? How much was your advice?
I beg your pardon. Thank you very much. At the time, actually, the Technical Appraisal Committee came out with an estimate of 350,000 to complete the said project, Chair.
It was how much, sorry?
350,000 at the time.
350, all right,
Yes.
okay. Then other questions before we pick up others. The other questions from the members.
I think the other question, Chair, if I got it correctly, is that do we have professionals in the council? Absolutely, Chair. We have professionals in every department, and therefore, like I've already alluded to, we do advise the CDF at every sitting. And actually, we've gone further beyond the CDFC committee sittings to call for stakeholder engagements. We have evidence to that effect, if allowed. I think we can produce that over the minutes and the several engagements that we've had, in order to just inform them on what exactly needs to happen and how properly things should be done. So we have evidence to that effect.
Just a minute. Just to remind you, witness, that you are live on both radio and television. In addition, we have journalists from News Diggers, and please, next time, journalists, you must be here before we start our meetings, so that we recognize you, and then people would not just see people walking around like it's a shotgun. Thank you very much. You are most welcome. Honorable Shakafusa.
Chair.
The questions, members of staff, you should help get those questions so that, yes, Council Secretary.
The other question, Chair, was that why did we have to wait for the audit?
Yes.
Chair, we didn't need to wait for the audit. I think we had this information already. And then the CDFC projects for 2022 had already been decided and approved at the time that the auditors came.
Yes.
Before you confirm that you, the CDF committee for Kalomo Central, went against your advice on the allocation of 160,000 kwacha, which you knew technically was far below to complete the same projects. Do you confirm, yes or no?
Chair, it's very worrying for this particular council, especially the whole report on delayed projects. Getting the answers that the CDF committee did not take the advice. I want us to go to the minutes which they've given us. We start with page 2 of Appendix 1. The minutes attached.
Appendix what?
Page 2, Appendix 1.
Okay.
If we are there, CS, could you read for us the last paragraph on the report of the district planning officer?
Chair, the last paragraph reads, and I quote, "A list of projects was availed to the members for further consideration, especially on the uncompleted projects. The members agreed that they needed to complete the uncompleted projects before starting the new ones."
That is page...
Page 2.
Page 2 of
Page
5.
2, okay.
So we can go again to page 5 of the same minutes.
Okay.
On any other business. CS, would you read for us recommendation number 3 on any other business?
Chair, recommendation number 3 reads, "Pending projects to be carried forward to 2022 allocation."
Chair, I want to marry the narration of what we're being given here. If you read action taken, we're being told that funds to complete this project will be allocated from the 2024 budget. Why didn't you follow what the meeting here, the CDF committee, had agreed? Unanimously, they agreed that they complete the project. They also agreed that they should get funds from the 2022 projects. It's understandable. 2021 CDF allocation was 1.6. Then it was increased to 25 million kwacha. Why didn't the officers implement this decision of the CDF committee?
CS?
Chair, we did take this item again at its next sitting. That was considering 2023 projects. But then at this
CS,
point,
you have been asked to, based on the resolution that you made as a council, you stated to say pending projects to be carried forward to 2022 allocation. That's the statement we are getting here. That's why the honorable member is asking now as to why you didn't do what you wrote yourself as a management. And when you look at the letter that you have allocated the amount now, it's for 2024. And yet you are 2022 CDF, also 2023 CDF. You have just allocated this amount, 200,000 for 2024, which they haven't even approved. So answer the question from the honorable member.
yes, Chair, I agree that is exactly what was resolved, but the project was not funded. But allow me, Chair, to invite Director Works to just shed more light.
Chair, before the Director of Works
The-
comes in, CS, your mic. CS, are you aware the essence of CDF, especially this enhanced CDF by the President of the Republic of Zambia and the government? The essence of this CDF is to help the communities get the services or benefits or projects that they have been lacking for so many years. They have allocated money, and this money and the people themselves have chosen a project that they want this classroom block done. You failed to do it 2022, you deferred to 2024. Are you aware that you are depriving the good people of Kalomo this much needed project that they wanted? You, by allocating small amounts of money when you have plenty of money given to you, and you have given us the minutes here to say that you prioritize the stored projects, but you have failed. And I've read through this report. We shall be coming step by step to show you that you are not helping the people of Kalomo, because not much is being done. This project, you allocate a small amount of money without completing it, and you have chosen the labor-based route. We want to find out, are you aware that these people of Kalomo, they have been craving for this, and it has come to them, you are not giving them this service that they have been demanding for so many years, I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable
Just a
Simumbe,
correction
have you
on the minutes. These minutes are for December of 2021. Of course, the resolution was that these projects would be funded under 2022. But then,
yes.
Chair, our role is to take submissions, like I highlighted earlier. And then, of course, we do advise. And the powers lies in the CDFC committee. Our role is to advise as technocrats.
So it's the correct position that you advised, and your advice was not heeded to, and it's not you are not to blame for now because you did your part. Is that the position?
I'd requested earlier, Chair, that I call upon through you, Director Works, to just shed more light on these committees that he sits in.
The Director of Works.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chair. Just in addition to what the Council Secretary was actually explaining, I'm actually one of the members that sit in that committee to provide technical advice. But as the CS was explaining, Chair, if you would allow me to take the committee to actually the first appendix, page okay, maybe let me start with 4 or 5.
Page 4?
Yeah, page 4 or 5 of appendix 1. The last paragraph, you would see, Chair, on the last paragraph there that the committee was actually advised to say that we needed to adhere with engineers' estimates.
Can you just read it for us?
Sure, Chair. After the field appraisal, the technocrats were to do the bill of quantities so that the members of the Constituency Fund Committee could meet for the second time to set a final proposed list based on the engineer's estimate. However, the committee decided to forego the advice of the engineers doing a field appraisal in order to do the bill of quantities for the shortlisted project. So, Chair, that simply supports our statement, say that we actually do provide, or rather we provided the technical advice at that time, and it was just not adhered to.
We are insisting in doing that, in asking that position, because we know that your people are watching, and we do not want them, we want them to get the correct position as to why the projects are delayed, so that they will know who to approach in order to get their projects done. Before you come, honorable members, Council Secretary.
Chair, let me also draw your attention to page 5 of the same minutes.
5.
You will note that the minutes are signed. Where he read, Director Works read that caption, the minutes are signed by the CDFC Secretary as well as the Chairperson.
Yes. Okay, Honorable Shakafosu, Honorable Mwene.
Yeah, Director Works, do you need permission to do a technical report from the CDF committee?
Honorable Mwene, just keep that one, Director.
Yes, strictly on the Director of Works. If possible, the CS can come in. He earlier stated that the average cost of this project to finish is about 350,000 kwacha, and the request of 200,000 kwacha was made. And here, in this appendix, truly you are telling us that you made this request, but the CDFC committee decided to forego the advice of the engineers. As a technocrat, you have stated clearly that your role is to give technical advice. And if you give technical advice, they don't adhere to it. What should you do? Because if the cost of completing this project is 350,000 kwacha, and you give them 200,000 kwacha, the probability that this project will not finish even in this year is still very high. So what is your role now in this case, that you advise them to allocate correct funds, but they decide to go the other way, as a technocrat in the council, and even you as a CS? Thank you.
Dr. Mwanza, just a minute. CS, Dr. Mwanza, is it on the same? Please, let's get, hope we'll get short question.
Okay. Which guidelines does Kalomo dwell on when you are allocating community projects? Like you are saying, your equal share of projects in all the wards, because this school in particular is going to be, I'm sure it will be completed in maybe 2025. It has suffered, it will suffer for 4 years from 2022. The reason why is because this year, last year, it could not be allocated additional funds because of the principle that there were some projects that were ongoing in Chifusa ward. So they only received their share in 2024. Which guideline do you use to dwell your principle that when allocating community projects, they have to be equally allocated to all the wards, bearing the fact that the community projects, it is based on the priority and the, levels of deterioration and the, but which guidelines do you use which has made this school to suffer up to 2024, 2025?
Thank you very much. There's one question maybe which Honorable Mwene asked. I think it has already been responded to, that the role of the technocrats is to give a technical advice. Either they take it or they don't. So I think that one CS responded to, that we did our part. But these other questions, Director of Works, do you need permission? Do you need permission to do something?
I was asking because he referred us to that appendix where he's saying the committee forego the doing of the technical appraisal in coming up with a bill of quantity. Now I was asking you, is it your normal routine to come up with that, or you need permission from the CDF committee to do that?
Director of Works.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, it is procedural to undertake the appraisal committee by the technocrats. And according to the 2022 guidelines, there's a team that is set, which is led by the district planning officer. But what should happen is that after a desk appraisal is carried out, the list of projects are shortlisted. Then after they are shortlisted, those are the list of projects that we go into the field and do a field appraisal on. So what happened is that on that particular sitting, the committee refused for us to go and do the technical appraisal committee and bring those estimates, correct estimates by technocrats to them. However, like I alluded to the fact that at that time, what we needed was 350. So, Chair, I would love to submit that actually a technical appraisal committee nevertheless was still undertaken. I submit, Chair.
Honorable Smumba, let's look at the other.
Yes, sure. The last.
Okay, just a minute.
So you can agree with me.
Honorable Shagafuso, are you asking on the same?
Yes.
Honorable Shagafuso, hold on.
Okay. Chair, we hear what the management is explaining to us. This is 2022. In fact, it started from way back 2021. You failed to allocate some more funds for 2022. Why didn't you allocate funds for 2023 CDF? Knowing surely that this was a project that was stalled, and one of your recommendations you stated to say you need to first finish those incomplete projects, and you only had to allocate funds for 2024. What was happening with 2023 CDF? Why didn't you allocate these funds? Chair, I submit.
Honorable Shakafuso.
Chair, I want us to run away from the notion that the CDF committee refused to allocate funds. Where in this set of minutes are you showing us that the CDF committee refused to allocate more funds in 2022 towards this project? Because you've just indicated that doing a technical appraisal and coming up with a bill of quantity is just a procedure for technocrats. Where are you showing us that they actually refused that you top up funds? Since on page 5, it was recommended on number 3 that pending projects to be carried forward to 2022 allocation. And 2022 allocation was increased. Why are you delaying projects?
A bullet one. Who are the members of the technical appraisal committee?
Hello? Who is responding?
Thank you, Chair. So the Technical Appraisal Committee is usually a team that is constituted by the District Planning Officer. It will include the Office of the Director of Works. It will also include, for example, if it is a project from education, then we'll also invite someone from the DEB's office. If it's a project from agriculture, likely we'll have an expert from agriculture and livestock, equally for education as well. So it will constitute different members depending on the nature of the project that is to be undertaken. Yes.
Yes. I think it's the honorable member here wanted to know. It's the same question that the honorable member has asked. That you went on to put money aside for, is it 2024 instead of 2022 and 2023? Actually, the query is for 2022, but 2023 didn't allocate funds to this particular project. So him was saying which guidelines did you follow? And then Honorable Simumba was also talking about the same, because the incest, why we are going around over this question, maybe to sum it, is that this is 2022 project, and there's a possibility, yes, 2021, and there's a possibility that even 2024 you might not give it all the required funds, because you are urging that the CDF committee want to spread the monies across all the wards, and that has made it impossible for you to allocate or to have enough money to complete the project. So we are worried that this project will be running from 2021. It might go up to 2025, like my colleagues are alluding to. So the guidelines, of course, we know that even the president emphasized on the need to complete all the projects before we go into before we start new projects. We must be able to complete. And when you look at this project that has been running from 2021, it's just important that we complete it. Would love, our advice next time we are appearing is that you must write to the CDF chairperson that this project has been outstanding. This project has been, it has stalled, so to say, from 2021 up to date, by and large, because your committee is not adhering to what we are saying, and we need that would have covered you adequately, that you advised and even wrote to them, because when a project takes a longer period like this one, then we know that our children or the end users are being deprived of the same facility. So, pardon? Even the cost for that project, I'm being advised, my colleagues, goes up. The one that started in 2021, now we find that it will be more than what we are actually budgeted for. And our colleagues, including the CDF committee, I'm sure they are watching and they are listening. And these are things that going forward we'll be able to harmonize and be able to focus on finishing the old projects like another project in the country. I think we can move to another question. Yes.
Chair. Thank you very much, Chair. Page 3.
Yes, I want you to say what you wanted to say when responding to him. Huh?
Yes, Chair. I don't think they meant any harm, or perhaps this was done out of malice. I do not think so. Only that, of course, we couldn't agree. Perhaps they looked at the bigger picture. We have a total of 137 projects that are incomplete in the district. So for obvious reasons, then we used to receive 1.6 million. Now that the CDF has increased, obviously, the CDF committee would want to...
Council Secretary, we are not creating a fight between you and CDF committee. But our worry is the end users. Number one is that you are depriving these people, and we wanted clarity as to who is causing that. Because even your ministry, even anybody, is concerned that you are not delivering service at the end of the day. So we want to know who is doing that. Is it the CDF committee? Is it yourselves? If it's you, we'll tell you here. But if it's the CDF committee, we can, through this address them, that they should have priorities in their projects. And the first projects to be tackled are those old projects. Because it's not for you, it's not for the CDF committee, it's for the end users. Our children could be sitting on the floor because you and the committee are pulling each other. We want you to work as a team. We are not saying you have come to accuse them. We are not saying we're accusing you, but we want you to work as a team. What we want is service delivery from Karomo. What you are doing, you must take it into consideration that yes, even when you want to give these monies, you want to spread the monies across the constituency. In every ward, you spread the money thinly like that. And all the projects, like more than 100 projects, you know, white elephants. Can we say we have people that are working in Karomo? No. Because then we have mother shelter that are stalled. Then we have clinics that are not complete. Then we have classroom blocks that are not complete. Then we have staff accommodation that are not complete. Then is that service delivery from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 now, we are not delivering. We still have more than 100 projects from 2021. It worries the committee and worries everybody. That's not service delivery, which is the primary role that you are supposed to do as the local authority. You are supposed to deliver service. So we are not creating a fight between you and the CDF committee, but we want you, and you go and tell the CDF committee, if they are not watching, that their role is to deliver service. When monies are coming from the central government, they want to make sure that people in Karomo, that dam is completed. They want to make sure that that crossing point is completed, that classroom is completed. I think the Honorable Member of Parliament is here. Honorable Singombe. Your counsel, sir.
I'm listening quietly, Chair.
Sir, I want you to continue listening quietly, and then you go and deliver the message. Thank you very much. I think on that we will continue.
Chair, you have spoken very well, and you move our emotions. Chair, the vision of the President and the government is to ensure that we give services to the people, and the expectations are that these things should be done. So don't fear. If you are the ones failing, it should be said. If it's them who are failing, it's them. You cannot be spreading small monies around. My question is page 3. Delayed completion of maternity wing at Chifusa Rural Health Center. Chair, the council allocated an amount of 105,802 towards the completion of the maternity wing at the Chifusa Rural Health Center of the constituency. As the scope of works included substructure, slab, superstructure, ring beam, ABCD. As at September 2023, amounts totaling 100,519 kwacha, comprising of 95,000 kwacha, 519, which is material, and 5,000 kwacha labor was spent. A physical inspection of the project carried out in September 2023 revealed that the project had not been completed 10 months after the expected completion date, and the outstanding works included roofing, plastering, metalworks, painting, and carpentry. Further, the project had stalled despite materials being on site. I'm underlining, Council Secretary and Director of Works. The project had stalled, Chair, despite materials being on site, and the Council had not engaged another contractor after terminating the contract for Fredson Singandu on 22nd August 2023. The material kept in stores included Y16 bars, iron sheets, timber, doors, door frames, etc. This contract was terminated on 22nd August 2023. You said you were audited when?
August 2023, Chair.
Yeah, I believe it's the same period, Chair. When the auditors were visiting, that is when they terminated the contract of Fredson Singandu. Council Secretary, a very important project of a maternity wing to the people of Chifusa, stored 10 months after the expected completion project period. Nothing was happening. You had spent about 100,000 kwacha out of 105. Materials, which are some of them perishables, kept there. Do you tell this committee and the people of Kalomo that you are the right people to change the lives of the people of Kalomo, that you can keep materials that you have procured for so many months without contracting someone to finish this project?
Thank you.
Is it prudent management that you are administering at Kalomo Council, that you can have a wasteful attitude until auditors come in? That is when you terminate the contract. Second question, did you engage this contractor? And do we have any evidence of your engagement in written, telling this contractor who had failed to pull up his socks or to continue with the works or to finish up the works before this termination that happened? I submit, Chairperson.
Thank you. Council Secretary.
Chair, the CDF guidelines for 2018 talk about upfront materials up to 25%. So this contract was under labor-based, like we have earlier indicated. So then we needed upfront materials on site. We did procure these materials. Yes,
just there, Council Secretary. This project, was it 2020, 2021? 2021 project.
It was a 2021 project, Chair.
Yes. Now, Council Secretary, 2021, yes, we are using labor-based because we didn't have money. Now, money came into 2022. You still wait for the upfront materials. Instead of you going back to the CDF committee that now we have the money, we do away with the labor-based. We want this one to be full contract because we want to deliver. Because we want to deliver service.
Chair, we have continuously taken these project proposals to the committee, but then before I lose my thought, perhaps.
Yes, please go ahead.
Chifusa is 72 kilometers away from the CBD, Chair. So we only have one resource basket, which is 105,000. So we procured the materials in advance and ferried them, engaged the contractor, this Fredson Singandu, who later got arrested. So he was in prison before we engaged another contractor. So of course there was some time gap between his imprisonment and the time we engaged another contractor. But even during the time that Fredson Singandu was there, I think it was pretty much difficult to execute this project because there were no upfront materials and you didn't have any other budget to procure the upfront materials. Of course, initiative or common sense would have demanded that we proceed, but then we didn't have the funding. So yes, we ferried the materials to site, but then we didn't have the upfront materials like stones, the sands that the community should have ferried. So even the time that Fredson Singand was there, he got stuck in the
But why did you take the materials yourselves before ensuring that the upfront materials are on site?
Thank you, Chair. The upfront materials, part of them were there, only not in totality. So we began executing the project.
Honorable Nyambose, then Honorable Shakafuso.
Chair, I keep on referring to the vision of the President and government. It's deliberate. When it is coming from there, it's policy. The people of Zambia, and Kalomo in particular, were relieved with this enhanced CDF, that the projects will be fully contracted. But here in Kalomo, you are using labor-based and expecting the same poor people to contribute upfront materials which they don't have. If they fail, it can take 10 months. You are able to procure town council secretary, you procure other materials like cement and other things, waiting for stones. What if the people do not have the resources? Was that a prudent decision that you made? Why didn't you procure the stones as starting materials? You procured materials that were meant for roofing before you could procure materials for the initial stages. That is my question, Council Secretary.
Honorable Shagafoso, Honorable Simon.
Chair, if you look at this report, delayed completion of projects, almost all of them, we can read the remedial measure for the same. It says the council management has put up measures by compiling a list of uncompleted projects, including the costs, and submitted them to WDCs and CDF for prioritization in budget allocation to be considered in full contracts. This is what you should have done starting from 2022 when CDF was increased. In the first one, you are accusing the CDF committee. For me, I'm not believing, because, Chair, I also sit in my CDF committee. At the end of the year, January, a report is given of an incompleted projects, and those that need funding. It's a priority that you must complete the pending projects. Why were you not doing this in 2022, 2023? And you're only telling us now because of this query from Auditor General that you get resources from 2024. Why were you not taking these reports to the CDF committee and WDCs?
And it's also worrying that actually because our people are not providing the upfront materials. And our people there sat 72 kilometers away from your office. They sat there. They are not doing anything. You also sit this end and not doing anything. The year passes, and another year passes up to where we are. When are we going to see the requirement? And we will also sit from the other end. Because if you were visiting or monitoring or supervising the project, you would have been finding time to say, no, I think there is a problem there is nothing happening. We need to devise another strategy. Another strategy maybe, let's get the stones on our own. But it looks like, to this committee, it looks like you are at the office and those are not doing anything. Who suffers is the project. Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, page 7.
Maybe it's you on the same. Honorable Simumba, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. Fine. So page 7.
Page 7 is Chair.
Sorry. Page 7.
Are we there, CS? Construction of Sumanda Bridge. The council allocated an amount of 483,763 towards construction of a bridge in Sumanda community, Naluja ward in the constituency. I'm sure this is Dundumwezi. The amount was to cater for labor, materials, transportation expenses. In this regard, on 2nd December 2022, the council engaged Rascos Kalele for the construction of the bridge at a labor cost of 80,000, with a contract period of 6 weeks starting from 5th December 2022 to 16th January 2023. A physical inspection of the project carried out. Let me read this before I read this one. As at 30th September 2023, amounts totaling 380,111 kwacha, which comprised of materials worth 350,111 kwacha and labor 30,000 had been spent. A physical inspection of the project carried out in September 2023 revealed that the project had not been completed 32 weeks, I underline, 32 weeks after the expected completion date, despite the contractor being given extension period to the contract of 8 weeks starting from 20th June to 9th August 2023. Chair, the picture is there for everyone to see of the bridge. Chair, depriving the people of Simwanda in Dudumwezi constituency a service of a bridge. For them, this is a very critical service they wanted. 32 weeks after the expected completion period. In short, Council Secretary, how would you explain this failure on behalf of the Council management to supervise the works of Sumanda Bridge and the failure by the contractor despite extension? How do you explain this to the people of Dundumwezi that have been craving for this service? To them, money is allocated by the government but being failed by your council.
Thank you. Honorable Mumba on the same?
Yes, Chair. Thank you. Chair, for the community to come up with this project, I'm sure even the area member of parliament, the people now can start insulting him over this bridge, because the people are expecting him to finish this bridge, and yet you are giving reasons. I'm sure you are getting what you are saying. That conversation, it has to be. The reason that you are giving to this committee, you are stating to say because of floods. So, because of the floods, and you have just added 350,000 kwacha for CDF 2024. The question that begs an answer, I'm still wondering as to why you would wait for so long from 2022. It goes without you considering this bridge. 2023 CDF, again without you considering this bridge. You just consider this bridge in 2024, and Chair, it hasn't even been approved. Why has it taken so long? What is the problem? That's why we want to know, so that maybe we can help each other. Where are you failing, you people, the management, that you can take 2 years without allocating the funds to this very cardinal bridge? Chair, I submit.
Thank you. Council Secretary.
Chair, I think the issue of allocation of funds, I did indicate in my earlier submission that we have continuously taken these projects. But then I think we have explained that, Chair. Only on perhaps the part of the bridge, why did it take so long when the contract was signed around December of 2022? It took long, Chair, because of the flood, and we have attached the DMMU flood report as well as the construction inspection report. So that project could not kick off. We went on site again in March of 2023, like we have indicated in the course of the query, but the works would still not commence due to the backflow of water from a nearby dam. So then the materials, the upfront materials that the community had brought in were still submerged in water until about August of 2023, which period, that is the time the auditors came to audit our accounts.
So if you still have water up to August, when do you work on that bridge? Because then there is onset of the new season in September.
I think that
Chair,
is why,
before you answer, I wanted, is that bridge in question the same area Ngole Bridge is, the same flooded area? Chair, why I've asked, the same challenges at this bridge, same challenges at Ngole. Is Ngole also 72 kilometers from the CBD? And is it a flood-prone area? So that before, these are same, so that we can say to the answers you are giving, justification, is it the same justification for Ngole?
Okay, before you respond, let me ask you, Honorable Shagafuso, as well to put up his question. I want you, Council Secretary, and your team to remain so factual, because these are some of the projects that we'll be visiting. We do not want any of you to be cited under Kapkov.
My simple question, before I delve into other question, is which CDF funding funded this particular project? Is it 2022 or 2021 still?
Chair, it's 2022.
Yes, go ahead.
2022 funding. You were complaining that in 2021 you were allocating a small amount, labor-based, because you didn't have resources. Here, you're still going labor-based. You have enough resources in 2022. And you have gone back to the committee to ask for a further 350,000. You've seen, Chair, where you will be mourning that when projects stall for a long time, they become costly. Instead of using monies prudently to benefit the people, you are depriving them money for other projects, other needy areas, to spend on the same particular projects because of your incompetence. How reliable are your estimates in this regard? Maybe the engineer can answer.
Through you, Chair, thank you very much. Maybe, Chair, maybe just to, before I respond, I would love probably just to give a brief background on what transpired and what led to the fact that the bridge was not incomplete.
Yes.
So after the flooding, like alluded to in the report, we went back to do an assessment. So what we discovered is that what we wanted to do was to cover about a span of 30 meters. But due to the flooding and the levels of water, the wideness of the stream due to erosion, we needed to increase the span up to somewhere about 50 meters. So that meant that the scope was reduced. We wouldn't finish the bridge according to the initial scope of works. That's how we actually even revised the contract with the contractor, because after our assessment, we knew that the bridge will only reach up to the time the columns will be done. The issues of the decking and the back embankment, we needed extra funding. So the reason why the bridge was not complete to the initial scope was because of the change in design due to the flooding that we had experienced, Chair. I submit.
Yes, Honorable. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I'm very much worried with the Kalomo Town Council, because as you have earlier stated, most of the projects in Kalomo Town Council are incomplete, which is really worrisome to the good people of Kalomo district, that is both Kalomo Central Consensus and the Dundumwezi Consensus. I would like to ask the CS one simple question on what measure generally as a CS have you come up with to be implementing all CDF projects on time? please assure the good people of Kalomo, Central, and the Dundu generally.
15 minutes, and you have only been...
Chair, just to a simple one. Chair, the construction of also Ngole Bridge. Chair, I would want to find out from the Director of Works, who did this estimate for this Ngole? Chair, because when you look at the amount, it's 267,031, and the amount that they have spent is more than the works that have been done. So now I would want to find out, is this the estimate that you professionals gave to the community, that this Ngole Bridge, for it to complete, the value or the contract sum should be 267,031, or it was the community again not following your advice? Chair, I submit.
Just a short one. Chair, a short one on Simwanda. It has been prompted by the response of the Director of Works. Director explained very well. This is a flood-prone area. Why did you sign the contract on 2nd December 2022, knowing for sure we are in the middle of the rain season, and the commencement period for this particular project, you stated it as 5 December 2022. You never realized that it was rain season, and you signed this commencement period, and today you are saying that the delay is caused by the floods and the expansion of the span? Are you serious, Director of Works?
Council Secretary.
Chair, we needed to do a feasibility study before we actually signed the contract. So we do accept, actually, that was a serious oversight on our part. Despite the funds not being limited, I think we should equally have done better. We should have gone on the ground and do a feasibility study. I think we only discovered these issues after the contract had been signed, that we cannot proceed with the project due to floods. But then I'm happy to announce, Chair, that I think for now, in terms of allocation of funds, I think almost looking at the number of stakeholder engagements that we've had for WDCs, CDFC committees, that the stakeholders have gotten the concept. And I'm happy to announce that if you see from our submissions that under 2024, I think most of the projects are no longer labor-based, apart from those that require completion. We have gone full contracts. We have migrated this time. Everyone has gotten the concept. I think we are good at this point.
Council Secretary, when the guidance are given by the ministry, they are given across the nation. So at times we wonder why others would be lagging behind, even after these big workshops. Because I know when it comes to workshops, you can even connect from here, you go to Solwezi for a workshop. That's how much concentration the council secretary, the local authorities put when it comes to workshops. I want to know, and the people of Dundumwezi wants to hear, when they will get the Simwanda and the Ngole Bridge. When are they getting those two bridges? You know that Dundumwezi is a farming block. So they use these crossing points to get their produce into town, or to get the agricultural inputs on these crossing points. So when are they getting these two crossing points?
Chair, within the year 2024, because of the funding that has been given.
So you are telling those Dundumwezi, Honorable Member of Parliament for Dundumwezi, to convey this message from the council, that they have these two crossing points done this year. So by December, our people will be able to cross on these troublesome rivers, across these streams. Our people will be able to use the facilities, the bridges. That is the correct position, Madam Council Secretary, isn't it?
Yes, Chair.
You have the money.
And much obliged.
We don't want to see the challenges of transport. You have the money, administrative component. You have the CDF vehicle, Director of Works. It must be. I'm sure I've just put that on the tie today because you're appearing before this committee. We don't expect engineers to be in ties. You're supposed to be in the field. But what we see, you go there and find the Director of Works. What is the Director of Works? He's in the aircon. Anyway, that is just an emphasis that we need the facilities. Honorable Nyambose.
Page 22, Chair.
And then Honorable Mwanza.
Page 12, yeah.
We
are growing old, Chair. Chair, page 12, failure to report. Bursaries, secondary school and boarding and skills development, failure to report. Chair, Kalomo Central, 32 students did not report. Dundumwezi, 42 students did not report. The figures are attributed to Kalomo, 63,500 kwacha, which was paid by the council, and for Dundumwezi, 77,700 kwacha. And this is in respect to Mukwera College for the students. The simple question is, why did you pay before physical verification? I know you have developed a template now. The answers are the same. That since now we've been guided. But what is the professional? I believe the way I've seen you, you are all qualified personnel. What would be, I'm pointing to the internal auditor, the treasurer. What would be the best basis of payment? Is it a physical check or just an invoice? Someone comes, this is a report from WDC, can you pay without verification? I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much. Council Secretary, through you, maybe you can ask your colleagues.
Chair, at the time, like the member has stated, I think we're depending on the invoices from school. Although this is a story that has been heard several times.
Was that professional?
No, Chair. It is regrettable. Otherwise, we should not have done that. It is regrettable. But then for 2024, I think we are okay now that we have received the guidance. It was a learning experience. It was the first time that we're handling issues of bursaries, and it is regrettable that we did not use initiative or common sense and had to wait for guidelines.
Internal auditor, you don't need to wait for the guidelines to make sure that the public funds are used prudently. As internal auditor, you cannot allow any payment that does not satisfy you, because like my colleague is putting, anybody comes with a list. The list that comes from the CDF committee is not enough. It's not enough. The list that will come from the school, accompanied by the register at school that these students are in class, that's what is going to defend you, because then you have the register on the other side. You attach the acceptance letters. You attach the list. Then you have 3 documents. On the basis of those documents, then you're able to make a payment. Other than that, there are no shortcuts. We have material behind here that can produce an invoice, and then they bring it to you and you pay. That's unprofessional. One of the members. Yes.
My question has not been answered, Chair. The question was a general question, Chair.
Please go ahead.
Yes, ask the CSA, what measures have you put in place to ensure timely implementation of CDF or community projects? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Dr. Mwanza, so that you respond at once.
Okay, well, sorry to take you to the previous question on the bridges. Does Kalomo Council have earth-moving equipment? If so, I would prefer that capital projects that involve like bridges should never be on labor-based, because they are highly technical and need capital equipment. So they should go on a full contract. Who did the design for this bridge? because you're doing the design of the bridge in real time, looking at the floods, and now you are increasing the span of the bridge. So next year, when we have higher floods, we have to increase the span again. There are a lot of, there's supposed to be a comprehensive study on the design of the bridge at once and for all. You have doing flood analysis, looking at the past experience and so on and so forth. But because you've put this project under labor-based, you have no room to budget for consultancies to come up with a bridge design that is looking at the past history of floods and so on. Anyway, do you have earth-moving equipment? If so, when are you procuring it?
Council Secretary, those two questions as we wind up.
Yes, Chair. Under 2024, we have earth-moving equipment. There's a grader for Dundumwezi constituency as well as a compactor. Kalomo Central also has a compactor. A drilling rig for Kalomo Central. So all tendering processes have been completed and contracts have been signed thereof.
The question
Attorney General has equally approved those contracts.
A question from Honorable Mwene. What measures have you put in place? You should be taking
with the concept, Chair, like I earlier indicated, that the stakeholders have grasped from the numerous stakeholder engagements that we've had. We have moved and migrated to full contracts now, so we'll not have any more problems of yesteryear where we faced numerous challenges because of doing labor-based projects. So those are the measures that we have put in place. We have engaged the stakeholders and they have grasped the concept, and we are now looking at the submissions that we have under 2024. Most of the projects are full contracts and not labor-based. We are also going to proceed with historical data, like I had earlier indicated, feasibility studies, especially on bridges, dams, before we can actually even make any recommendations as we do the field appraisals.
Thank you.
Yes, I follow up on that, Chair. Seriously, from my own analysis here, even these projects have been rarely monitored. This is the outcome. How often is your monitoring process in Kalomo Council? Thank you.
Chair, I just wanted confirmation from the Council Secretary. You know, Chair, Chair,
yes,
this might be outside this. You know, society does not sleep. Everyone is watching. Would you confirm a school by the name of Matala Primary School having blown off on 24th November 2023 because of the short works and lack of monitoring by this management team? Did it happen in Kalomo? A school was blown off, Chair. I just wanted to follow up. I just wanted to know that do they do monitoring by a school done by the same, within a short period, the whole roof was blown off.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We Director of Works, we might not respond now, but you have heard, and the auditors have heard. There is a school that was done within 12 months, the roof is blown. They will come and check, the auditors will come and check. Thank you very much.
Chair, thank you so much. Honorable Mtelo is my name. And Chair, the radio is doing a very fantastic work because you hear everything. I was hearing 130-something projects not finished in Kalomo and Dundumwezi.
Ask your question then so that you proceed.
130-something. No. CS and your team. No. Maybe, Chair, let me end it by just saying.
Say that.
That is unprecedented. You cannot have And more so, do you know this Dundumwezi is that it is so famous in Zambia? You know that? And then the project would not take off either in Kalomo or Dundumwezi. I'm not asking a question, but that shouldn't repeat itself.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kalomo Town Council. We want to appreciate your appearance before this committee, but like you have heard from the members are concerned with the service delivery in Kalomo, and that should not be in your report, that we are not seeing service delivery, that service delivery is delayed. I will pick at maybe Chifusa, where you have a classroom block that is not complete. You have a clinic that is not complete. So what kind of service do we have there? In that same community, you put up a clinic halfway. You put up a classroom block halfway. There is a bridge to that place halfway. You are putting up a bridge before, after 2-3 vehicles driving on that bridge, it cracks. So where are the monies that are sent to Kalomo, Dundumwezi and Kalomo Central? Are the public funds safe in your hands? That is number one. Number two, are the monies that are meant to give service to our people, are they going to reach our people on time? The president, a few weeks ago at Mulungoshi, I believe you participated, he said the uptake for CDF is very low, 57, and he was talking about Kalomo. You are in that bracket of the people that are delaying the drive that this nation wants to take development. Whereas development is happening everywhere, we want to see it in Kalomo as well. And it should not be you that are slowing down that development. And like we have spoken to each and every local authority that appeared before us, it's not going to be business as usual, because if it was business as usual, we are not going, maybe when you don't have the monies, but when government is funding, giving you a lot of money, we have no query in one component of all the local authorities when it comes to workshops. They are doing very well, 100%, all of them. I've never seen a local authority that will say, I will not attend this meeting in Chipata. They will go 2-3 days before, they will come 4 days after. Immediately they arrive at their station, there is another letter or there is another phone call. They go. But the ministry is here, is listening. We want to make sure that what the ministry's desire should be the national desire, should be the desire at the Kalomo Local Authority. We appreciate, because we have you there as technocrats, the people that can drive the development, and we want you to do just that. Like I've said, we appreciate your coming, and please, these gaps, you must make sure that they are minimized or they are removed completely, so that we see a new team that is delivering service. All of you are relatively new there. You are taken there to drive and bring development to that local authority, and make sure that service delivery is your primary role every day. Direct engineering, the vehicle is there, the money is there, you must be up and running. Make sure that our people benefit from this increased CDF fund. With that said, now allow me to withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you and allow you to go back to Dundumwezi and do the needful. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. call these diggers here for me.
Katolika, lesa te chitawala,